To start today by just showing a couple of things on Canvas. I haven't really changed a whole lot, but I did add at the top page that there will also be links to these Skype sessions posted at the top of the e-learning module. Again, hopefully you did get the attendance form filled out because that's done by noon every day. So if you click on the e-learning at the top, you're now going to see a link here to our 6-period Skype. You can click on that link and join the Skype session that way. If you're not sure how to join all the other ways that there are to join. Obviously, this is not for those of you in the session right now because you're here, but it's for students who aren't seeing that because maybe, or aren't joining because maybe they aren't sure how. So from Thursday, your assignment was worksheet 9-2, and you only had to do the very first 2 questions. And I'm going to have to hop up real quick and go grab my answer key. You were not supposed to upload that worksheet. I had 2 students try to turn it in. I had another student ask for help on questions like 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's becoming pretty obvious that we're not reading what this says. I mean, this is from Thursday. You will not upload the document, but instead hang on to it until Tuesday. So, the expectation here is that you're reading this stuff. I'm not sure that some of you are. And it's also, as some of you are starting to figure out, going to be super important that you don't fall behind and try to save all this work till Sunday or Monday, then realize that you've run out of time and then start making excuses. So we are not allowed to accept any work after noon on Monday. There are no exceptions. So, I had grades updated on Friday. It said what was missing Friday at noon. Everything was updated maybe by 2 o'clock at the latest on Friday. So you had all weekend to see that stuff was missing. You're going to be freshmen next year, and this is it. We're done with excuses and done with trying to get late work turned in and that kind of thing. So unfortunately for a lot of you, you have a whole lot of zeros right now, and it's going to stay that way. So you're going to have to work extra hard to get some of this stuff, your grades up, to make sure that you're working on time. So I need to pause for like 30 seconds. I need to run out and grab a calculator and an answer key from that worksheet. So I'll be right back. Sorry, buddy. I leave you in here all by yourself. Okay, so what I would like you to do today is grab your worksheet. Grab your worksheet from Friday or Thursday. Open that up. I'm going to go and open it up on my end. So you should be able to see the worksheet. And I'm going to open up my original one without all those text boxes. 9-2. And the first thing that I'm going to do is give you the answers to the first 2 questions. So what I would like you to do is just check that you got them right. And if you didn't get it right, I can go over how to solve that. So number 1, get to the right page. Okay, number 1, the answer was 10 feet. So number 1 was 10 feet. And number 2, whoops, that's not number 2. Let me get the right page. Number 2, the answer is 14.4 feet. So if either of you want me to work those out, let me know. You'll have to unmute yourself real quick and just say, yeah, hey, can you do number 1 or can you do number 2? If not, I'm going to go on because there are a couple from this worksheet that I do want to work out with you because the pictures are a little bit confusing, just to make sure that we understand what we're being asked. So are there any questions at this point? I am talking. Yes, I am talking. Alec, did you get your stuff fixed? Did they get your mic fixed or your speaker? I'm using Bluetooth through another speaker. Okay, well at least you can hear. Shema, is that better? Can you hear now? No, she probably can't. Can you hear now? Okay, so some obvious answers or obvious fixes would be, is your sound on and turned up? Okay, let me just reply to her real quick. You might have to contact tech. I can send you that info after class. Hey, Jaden. Okay, so since Jaden just popped in and Alec is here, hang on just a second. Okay, so, okay, bye. You can catch the video on Canvas after class. Maybe try, oh, she's gone. Okay, I guess I should have had her try headphones because that might work too. Okay, so anyway, let me go back over the worksheet. Number 1 from the worksheet from Friday, the answer was 10 feet long, and number 2, the answer was 14.4 feet long. So does anybody want me to work out either one of those? You'll either have to unmute yourself or type over on the side which one you want me to work out. If not, there are a couple that I do want to go over just to kind of make sure that we understand how all this application stuff works. Okay, so I guess we'll go on to some other problems. So basically, me working through this, you're going to want to be writing down these answers, this work, so that you can see how to do it. And then your homework today is going to be to finish this worksheet. I know that a couple students were trying to work ahead, and I shared, don't rack your brain if you're not sure how to do it, because we'll do some of these together. So I want to start with number 3, only because number 3 is kind of a tricky picture to draw. I realize that not everyone's familiar with baseball, maybe what the baseball diamond looks like or anything like that. So I'm going to start by drawing a picture of a diamond. This is the infield of a baseball diamond, and this is first base, this is second base, this is third base, and then this is home plate. And I'll try to draw my little pentagon here, home plate. So if you look at this, it does actually look like a square, but it's tilted, so it looks like a diamond. And the sides are 90 feet in length. So that means that it's 90 feet from home plate to first base, from first base to second, from second to third, and then from third to home. So then the question states, if a runner tries to steal second base, how far must the catcher at home plate throw to get the runner out? So what we're talking about here, when a base runner is stealing, that means that they're trying to run from one base to the next while the pitch is happening, or without the pitcher noticing, and without being thrown out by the catcher. So usually what happens is the pitcher gets ready to throw the ball, and then a runner takes off. Well, the pitcher goes ahead and throws the pitch, and then the catcher at home plate tries to throw the ball. So when you're stealing second base, it means you're on first and you're trying to get to second. So this is the throw that we're talking about. How far must the catcher at home plate throw to get the runner out? So now I'm going to go over here and just kind of draw this without all that fancy junk. So we've got the catcher's throw. Oh, no, stop. Go back. The catcher's throw here, and then we have third base and home plate. So this is 90. Here's your right angle, and this is 90. This is what you're trying to figure out. So when you set up the Pythagorean theorem, that's the hypotenuse that you don't know for that. 1 second. Yes, Leo?
You know it's supposed to be like 39 degrees.
Yeah, it's cold out today.
It's 50 right now.
No, that temperature thing is not right. My phone says it is cold. My phone says it's cold. It says it feels like it's 31 outside. That's like winter hat, winter coat, gloves. Okay, I'm almost done, buddy. You're going to have to go. You're going to have to go, please. I need you to go, please.
I just want to let you know.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just go.
Okay, I'm almost done. Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know if that kind of stuff makes people laugh or if you find it super annoying. I find it super annoying because I've asked him to leave me alone while I do this class. Okay, so when you're solving this problem there, I've got the picture drawn for you. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and solve it all the way out. I don't know what this means. I keep getting a flash down here, but nobody's typing. So there's the image or the picture that you will want to use for number 3. So make sure you get that one written down. So the part that's unknown here is the c. Oops, not c squared. The part that's unknown here is the c. That's the hypotenuse of that right triangle. So you would set up 90 squared plus 90 squared equals c squared. Okay, so I think number 4 is pretty good. The other one I want to go to is number 6. Number 6, and it's only because it's asking for a total length, but it says that a builder needs to add diagonal braces to a wall. The wall is 16 feet wide by 12 feet high. What's the total length of the braces? So in this case, I'm going to kind of trace over the right triangle. There's the right triangle. So we know 12. We know 16, and we don't know the length of that first diagonal brace. But what you need to make sure at the end, because it says total length, once you find one length of one brace, does anybody know what you would have to do at the end to answer the question? Can you unmute yourselves or type what you're supposed to do or what you should do? Anybody? Oops, somebody maybe typed. Well, kind of, yeah. So there are 2 braces. So you either take your answer and then add it to itself, or you could take your answer and multiply by 2. So at the end, you need to double your answer. So at the end, double your answer. Doubling your answer will then give you the total length of both braces. So that just kind of prevents you from having to set up the Pythagorean theorem twice, because you're going to get the exact same answer both times. Okay, so there's that one. And then the last one I wanted to touch on is number 8. So I'm going to read it first, then we're going to draw a picture. So it says that Jill's front door is 42 inches wide and 84 inches tall. She purchased a circular table that is 96 inches in diameter. Will the table fit through the front door? So the first thing we have to do is draw this picture. So here's a picture of a door. I'll put a little handle on it. And it says that it's 42 inches wide. So there's 42. And it's 84 inches tall. Okay, we can talk after this. I will not be helping you now. Thank you. It says that she purchased a circular table that's 96 inches in diameter. Oh my gosh. 96 inches in diameter. Will the table fit through the door? So here's the obvious part. Here's a circular table, right? I'm going to try to draw a little circle. Here's a circular table, and it's 96 inches in diameter. So most of you are like, no, it's not going to fit, right? If I try to lay it flat and put it through this way, it's way too long. If I try to stand it up and fit it through this way, it's also too long. But the question is, and maybe you've moved before, had to carry in large furniture, there's actually, you could take that table and put it at a diagonal and then see if the table will fit through the door. So what we have to figure out is how big is that diagonal, and I'm going to change my color here so you can see the right triangle. So then here is the right triangle. And we're going to use 84 and 42 for A and B. You're going to square that number, square those numbers, add them together, then take the square root of your answer. And then you have to decide, is that number bigger than 96? Because if it is, the door will fit. And if it's less than 96, the table will fit. And if it's less than 96, then the table won't fit. So applications with the Pythagorean theorem are probably the most important part about it. Every year in iLearn, again, I know we're not taking it this year, but there's always a Pythagorean theorem question. There's always a question where you have to decide, okay, this is a right triangle we're talking about, and how do I find the lengths based on the fact that it's a right triangle? So I really want you to try to do some of this worksheet on your own. This is going to be your homework, so we need to get the rest of it finished. Again, hopefully you've done 1 and 2, and now you have 3 through 8. You have 6 more to do. 3 of them I've already set up for you. So if you have any questions while you're working, remember I'm around on Skype. Again, I want you guys to know that I'm not trying to be awful during this. Some of you have reached out and you've, wanted me to grade stuff late, and you've asked questions or said things that I know you know the answers to. And I just can't stress enough how important it is right now for you to be active during the week and not saving all of this till the end. Most of you right now, grades are really suffering, but the good part about it is that it's still pretty early in the 9 weeks, right? There's one test grade that is half of your grade right now. And so once we get some other points in, your grades are going to go up, and they'll go up quickly. But unfortunately for that stuff that's 0 and missing, my hands are tied. It was due yesterday at noon. That stuff is all over Canvas pages. I even reached out to our Red Purple team and said, are you guys telling students when this stuff is due? And they all sent me screenshots like, look at my Canvas page. How can you not tell? So if you've got questions, you've got to be asking them like tonight. If you're working on this worksheet tonight, be emailing me tonight. Don't wait until Sunday night next weekend, because I don't know if I'm going to be available then, and then it'll be too late. So, obviously we want you to be successful, but this is an interesting time, and it is putting, a lot of responsibility on you to kind of to get motivated on your own. To get your work done. So I appreciate you showing up today. If anybody has any questions, remember that you can email me.